Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audio Books, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Management Studies, SOMS, Bachelor's Degree Programs, BBA in Retailing, BBA, Retailing, Diploma in Retailing, DIR, First Year, BRL 001 Overview of Retailing, Unit 3 Retail Formats, 3.0 Objectives. After studying this unit, you will be able to identify the different types of retailers both in store and non-store retailing, classify retail formats and explain them, distinguish the store and non-store retail formats, discuss the emerging trends in modern retail formats and outline the emerging retail chains across the sector. 3.1 Introduction. The term retail format is the basic structure of a retail business conceived, designed, and developed to cater the needs of the end users. Retail formats come in a whole variety of shapes and sizes. These can be quite different in terms of the ownership of retail business itself, the characteristics of the premises used and the orientation of the product range. The origin of retail formats in India may be seen with the establishment of Shandi's weekly markets. In due course of time, retailers opened small shops and stocked different products of their own house. At a central place for consumers known as marketplace, some types of formats have been in existence with us for over a century. Traditional retail formats, example mom and pop stores, while new kinds of retail formats are fast emerging and developing, offering the consumer a constantly evolving choice of shopping arena which embraces an enormously wide range of businesses, example malls, shopping centers, etc. 3.2 Theories of structural changes in retailing. Retailing has always been a dynamic industry and retail firms have brought innovative approaches into retailing, changing the industry as they entered, developed, and grew. Understanding how and why this process occurs is essential for success in the industry. We will examine three theories of how firms change, and in doing so change the industry. In retailing, change is not a matter of change, it is a virtual certainty. The wheel of retailing. The wheel of retailing is one better known. Theories of structural change in retailing. It was proposed by Malcolm P. McNair at Harvard University. The wheel of retailing concept describes how the retailing institutions change during their evolutionary life cycles. New retailing institutions enter the markets as low status, low margin, and low price operations. As these retailers achieve success, attempts are made to increase their customer base and sales. Products are upgraded, facilities are improved, and new services are added. Prices and margins are increased to support these higher costs. New retailers enter the market to fill the low status, low margin, and low price niche. The cycle begins again. Hence, the retail store passes through stages of growth and decline. Hence, it can be said that a retail store emerges, enjoys a period of accelerated growth, reaches a maturity, and declines. The wheel of retailing is criticized because it does not explain all changes in retailing. In fact, our many stairs do not start as low price and low service outlets. The dialectic process. A second theory holds that retailing evolves through a dialectic process, the blending of two opposing store types into a superior form. For example, specialty stores offer specialized merchandise, wide array of services, and attractive surroundings to a large and diverse market. The blending of these two formats produces the specialty discount stores, natural selection. According to this theory, retail stores evolve to meet changes in the microenvironment. The retailers that successfully adapt to technological, social, demographic, economic, political, and legal changes are most likely to grow and prosper. The variety stores are an example of this theory who fail to adapt to changing environment, as it takes into account macroenvironmental forces, the theory of natural selection is more inclusive than those of the wheel of retailing and the dialectic process, which are based solely on a profit cost analysis. By gravitating to those stores that best meet dealer desires and needs, and shunning those stores that do not, consumers exert a powerful force on the evolution of retailing. As does any other part of the macro environment, 3.3 classification of retail formats. Retail markets are broadly divided into organized and unorganized forms. Generally, the unorganized form of a retail setup is operated under a single ownership. Example: mom-pop stores. Organized retailing can be classified based on different factors, regardless of the particular type of retailer, such as a supermarket or a departmental store or a cooperative stores, etc. Retailers can be broadly classified on the basis of a. ownership, b. store strategy mix, and c. non-store operations as shown in Fig. 3.1 Form of ownership: independent retailer, retail chain, retail franchising, cooperative, store strategy mix, convenience store, conventional supermarket, departmental stores, specialty store, hyper market, hypermarkets, non-store operations, in-home TV, home retailing, B. vending machines, telesales, telephone retailing, catalog retailing, direct response marketing, electronic retailing, e-tailing. Let us now discuss the different formats which are classified in Fig. 3.1. 3.3.1 Form of ownership: a retail business, like any other type of business, can be owned by a sole proprietor, partners, or a corporation. A majority of retail business in India are sole proprietorships and partnerships. Independent retailer generally operates one outlet and offers personalized service, a convenient location, and close customer contact. Most of the independent retailers fail because of the ease of entry, poor management skills, and inadequate resources. Retail chain: it involves common ownership of multiple units. In such units, the purchasing and the decision-making is centralized. Chains often rely on specialization, standardization, and elaborate control systems. Consequently, chains are able to serve a large dispersed target market and maintain a well-known company name. Retail franchising is a contractual arrangement between a franchisor, which may be a manufacturer, wholesaler, or a service sponsor, and a franchisee or franchisees, which allow the latter to conduct a certain form of business under the established name and according to a specific set of rules. The franchise agreement gives the franchisor much discretion in controlling the operation of the small retailer. Cooperatives: a retail cooperative is a group of independent retailers that have combined their financial resources and their expertise in order to effectively control their wholesaling needs. They share the purchases, storage, shopping facilities, advertising, planning, and other functions. The individual retailers retain their independence but agree on broad common policies, e.g., Amul. 3.3.2 Store strategy mix: retailers can be classified by retail store strategy mix, which is integrated combination of hours, location, assortment, service, advertising, and prices act. The various categories are: convenience store is generally a well-situated, food-oriented store with long operating hours and limited number items. Example: a store where milk, eggs, bread, etc. are sold. Conventional supermarkets is a diversified store which sells a broad range of food and non-food items. A supermarket typically carries small household appliances, some apparel items, bakery, film developing books, audio-video, etc. Egg, Apna, Bazaar, Sharkar Bandar, Sabka Bazaar, etc. Departmental stores: a departmental store usually sells a general line of appeal for the family, household linens, home furnishing, and appliances. Large format Appeal departmental stores include Pantaloons, Ebony, Shoppers Stop and Westside. Specialty store concentrates on the sale of single-line product or services such as audio equipment, jewelry, beauty and healthcare, etc. Successful specialty stores in India include Music World for audio needs, Tanishq for jewelry, Pizza Hut and Nebulas for food items. Hypermarkets is a special kind of combination store which integrates an economy supermarket with a discount department store. A hypermarket generally has an ambience which attracts the family as a whole. E.g., Pantaloon Retail India Limited, PRIL, through its hypermarket Big Bazaar, offers products at prices which are 25% to 30% lower than the market prices. 3.3.3 Non-store retailing. In non-store retailing, customers do not go to stores to buy. On the other hand, a non-retailer does not utilize conventional store facilities. The tilde type of retailing has been growing much faster than store retailing. The reasons are the ability to buy the merchandise available at the local stores, the increasing number of women workers, and the presence of the unskilled retail salespersons who cannot provide the information to help shoppers make buying decisions. The major types of non-store retailing are in-home TV home retailing. Here, a sales transaction takes place in a home setting including door-to-door selling. It gives the salesperson an opportunity to demonstrate products in a personal manner. Heishe has the prospect's attention and there are fewer distractions as compared to store settings. E.g., Eureka Forbes, vacuum cleaners and water filters. In case of TV home shopping, customers watch a TV program demonstrating merchandise and then place orders for the products over telephone. The prominent players in this are Asian Sky Shop, Telebrands, TSN, etc. However, in India, tailors have not SFT up a channel dedicated to TV home shopping, telesales telephone retailing. This involves contact between the prospect, buyer and the retailer over the phone for the purpose of making a sale purchase. A large number of mobile phone service providers uses this method. AG, private, insurance companies and credit card companies. Catalog retailing, the type of non-store retailing which offers the merchandise through a catalog, which includes the ordering instructions and customer orders by mail. The basic attraction for the shoppers is the convenience. The advantage to the retailer is the low operating costs, lower rents, smaller sales staff and the absence of shoplifting. This trend is catching fast in India. E.g., Burlington's catalog, Oriflame, Avon, etc. Direct response retailing. Here the marketers advertise these product services in the magazines, newspapers, radio, television, offering an address or telephone numbers so that the consumers can write or call to place an order. Automatic vending, although in a very nascent stage in India, is the ultimate in non-personal, non-store retailing. Products are sold directly to customers, buyers, from machine. These machines dispense the products which enable the customers to buy after the closing hours. ATM dispenses cash at odd hours represent this form of non-store retailing. Apart from many multinational banks, many Indian banks also provide ATM services countrywide. 4. Electronic retailing. E-tailing, it is a retailing format in which retailers communicate with the customers and offer the products and services for sale through the internet. In this format, electronic links to suppliers create a virtual inventory, and a website creates a virtual storefront. When internet transcripts are lightly integrated with back-end office system, the retailer can provide better services to customers while reducing the cost of operations. 3.4 Modern retail formats. You would agree and also appreciate that modern retail formats and store-based formats are one and the same. Each of these stores have an entity of its own to cater to. Let us now briefly discuss the following modern retail formats. 1. Department stores, these are the oldest form of large store concept. It is a multi-level store format usually between 2 to 5 stories which are segmented into clearly defined areas according to product category. 2. Variety stores, this format offers a large variety of goods under one roof, including both food and non-food items. A variety store differs from departmental store in product range, store environment and prices. 3. Supermarkets, hypermarkets. The success of supermarkets is attributed to the advantage of offering self-service and therefore much faster method of shopping and saving time. In addition, the space and labor saving factors allow retailers to offer a wide choice of products at lower prices. The major benefits of this format are allows the customer to get involved with the product see touch feel concept, the ability to pursue the product offering, try new product and impulsive purchase. Supermarkets, superstores and hypermarkets can be considered in the same family of retail format. 4. Convenience store, the criteria applied to this store format is self-service, 1,000 to 3,000 square feet selling area, parking facility, open 7 days a week for long hours, wide range of products with limited brand choice, OTC medicines, toiletries etc. 5. Discount stores, as the name suggests, this retail format's key character is the price of merchandise offered by the store, which is subject to individual customer perception. By and large, discount store is a retailer that sells merchandise at a price level that is lower than the typical high street stores. It is customary that the retailer uses the everyday IOW pricing policy. 6. Catalog shops, the basic design is that very little product is displayed in the outlet are in comparison to the range as a whole, but informative catalogs are available for CIL $1 to browse through if they wish to. Having decided the product, the payment I made and the customer waits for a while till the desired product is retrieved from the warehouse which is attached to the showroom. 7. Factory outlet. This type of outlet offers the customer a range of seconds quality one or previous season's stock. The main advantage to the retailer is to push off the unwanted merchandise without damaging the image of the main product or retail brand, which otherwise occupies a large storage space with funds locked in for a long time. On the other hand, the consumer is benefited to access certain brands which might not be affordable to him. These are commonly next to the factory premises. 8. Company owned and company operated. These are the type of retail outlets that are run by the manufacturer only. These retail outlets are scattered across the length and breadth of the country. Example: Bata, 3.5 chain stores in India. Besides franchising, the other major retailing format that became popular in Indian context is the multiples, which are better known as chain store. These chains are predominant with respect to some important product categories such as food, health and beauty products, clothing and footwear, home furniture and household goods, durable goods, leisure and personal goods. 1. Food chain. If you closely observe, there are a variety of retailers operating in the food retailing sector. However, traditional type of retailers who operate small single outlet business as mainly using the family labor dominate this sector. In comparison, supermarkets account for minuscule proportion of food sales. This is for the simple reason that these outlets have strong competitive strength which include low operating costs and overheads, low margins, proximity to customers, long opening hours and additional services to the customers, home delivery. Nevertheless, supermarket sales also expanded at a much higher rate than other retailers. This is because increasing number of higher income Indians prefer to shop at supermarkets because of convenience, higher standards of hygiene and enticing ambience. Example: Food Bazaar in Big Bazaar. 2. Health and beauty products chain. rise in incomes, and the urge to look good and maintain sound health made Indians spend a considerable amount on health and beauty products. As in case of other retailing sectors, small single outlet retailers also dominate sales of health and beauty products. However, in the recent past, a good number of retail chains specialized in health and beauty products sprung up. As Indians spend more on such products in future, their business will, without doubt, expand substantially and grow exponentially with more scope for new entry of such chains. E.G. VLCC 3. Clothing and footwear chains. There is no city in India where you don't find a clothing and footwear outlet. A traditional outlet basically stocks a limited range of cheap and popular items. In contrast, modern outlets are more spacious with attractively displayed windows and sometimes with mannequins. 4. Home furniture and household goods chain. The home furniture and the household goods retailing sector in India predominantly belong to small retailers from unorganized sector. Despite the large size of this market, very few modern and large retailers have established specialized stores for these products. Looking at the increase of the income levels and the changing lifestyles of the customers, there is considerable potential for the entry of specialized retail chains and is likely that this is possible in next couple of years. 5. Durable goods chain. We have witnessed a large number of foreign consumer durable companies into the Indian markets during the 1990s. Thanks to the government decision of inviting foreign investments and import policies, a much wider variety of consumer electronic items and household appliances are now available to the Indian consumer. Competition among the companies to sell their brands provided strong inputs to the growth retailers operating in this sector. 6. Leisure and personal goods chain. A sharp rise in the household income due to economic growth spurred consumer expenditure on leisure and personal goods in India. It is very common to see specialized retailers for each category of products in this sector. A few retail chains have emerged, particularly in the retailing of books and music products in almost all the metro cities and other major cities and towns in the Indian scenario. 3.6 Let us sum up. In this unit we have discussed various kinds of retail formats in Indian scenario, which include both traditional and modern formats on the one hand and non-store on the other. We have also discussed in detail about these formats and their characteristics. We also have dealt with the emerging trends of retail chains of specific product categories in the Indian context. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel for more updates, and we will see you with the next chapter.